Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 11 and has autism. And I paint together with him, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. And tonight I'm painting flowers. I had a bristle there that was sticking straight out. So we shall see. That's always my reply to everything. We shall see what it's going to be. I kind of have in my mind what I want to do, but that does not mean it ever happens. If you've watched any of my videos before, that the dream of what I do and what the reality is, it's not always the same. So we just kind of go with the flow. Sometimes I think I have like this brilliant plan or this idea. Oh, see, there really is fuzz on my... Get it off. I thought I got it off. Okay, I think I did this time. I thought it was on my brush, and I thought then I got it off. But if you've seen any of my previous paintings, I just kind of go with the flow. I started painting to help my son with his fine motor skills, and then it just kind of took a way of itself. It's its own little project, I guess you could say. And so I just started painting for me, for my own happiness, for my own kind of ways in everything. And it's still like to help him, but from there it's just given me like so much. And so now I kind of paint as a reflection of like what he does, and then just add it into my own little world. Now a lot of times I paint and then I see I've done something, and then something ends up on top of it. So I don't get too set on how something's supposed to look at this point, because most likely I will change directions in the middle of something happening. And I don't always even know, like, I do not have a green thumb, and so that probably like limits like the reality of what the painting will be, because there's only so many fake flowers. But it's very abstract, fun flower. That's what it is. You gotta have fun. That's the important part. So I have fun doing this, and I enjoy the story of flowers and the colors. And now this is the other thing. I put way too much paint, I almost said ink, paint on my paintbrush, and so a lot of times I drop it. in random spots. But again, oh, there's another fuzz, a big old fuzz that time. I don't know where all my fuzz is coming from. It's so random, with what, like, how I paint, where I paint, when I paint. And so it changes, and it's okay. I think I was saying something else, but I got distracted by fuzz. So, I take thyroid medicine, and I always say I need my thyroid medicine to remember that I need to take my thyroid medicine. So, that's kind of like where it's at with this. So we're just adding texture and color, and we are still having some fireworks and more fireworks. The other thing is I have tons of paintbrushes, but I generally only use one paintbrush. And I don't use water when I paint, which I did for a while, and then I stopped. And these are acrylic paints. But I don't know why. I'm only self-taught, so I just really don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. And I like to watch paint dry. So that's two things to kind of deal with. And so I really don't know that helps or hinders or makes a difference, but I don't use water, and I should say it doesn't help or hinder me, because I'm self-taught, so I don't know like all the rules and why you're supposed to do something and how you're supposed to do it and all of those things. So I just go with the flow. That's how I rock and roll. And so that's part of why I say, because I'm sure there's a good reason that I should be using like water and doing that with the paint, but I don't. So, but that doesn't mean I can't improvise one day and try it. I've wanted to actually take like a water bottle and kind of like spray. I paint down instead of, a lot of people use an easel and paint like more upward. And I started this way, and so I just keep doing what's like the way that I know how to do it. Maybe one day, again, maybe one day I'll be with paints and water, and just paint that way. Maybe that's the way I should paint. But again, for now, we just keep painting like this. Keep painting like this. And I try to like imagine like what a flower would look like with these specific colors or something, and I don't know how that helps or takes away from something, but that's what I kind of imagine when I do this. So did you see it? Did you see what almost happened there? If you didn't, you missed it. And I'm not going to tell you. Of course I will. I almost dropped a big... Because I promise I tell you, I use way too much paint on my paintbrush. I like it that way, though. It is what it is. That's you either like that statement or you don't like that statement. I always have to make that, like, disclaimer. I'm sure there's a lot of other things that I say that people, you know, all the phrases and such, but I don't know. Getting a little, like, STEMmy. That's the technical term, STEMmy. I'm trying to decide if I want, like, some other colors or something. I have my paints over here, and I'm so sleepy tonight. I did not go to sleep until after 1, and again, the fireworks were like going crazy last night, and I really didn't need to stay up that late. I can't talk. But I was up that late, and so all day today I've been fighting the sleepies. So, trying to decide how many of them I want to, like, put color on top of. And what other, like, color combinations and things I want to put when I want to put them. So I always have to decide, like, I always think yellow just never, I haven't found a yellow brand, yellow color, I'm not sure what, that, like, it always seems like it's not as vibrant, like it kind of fades into the background, and there's different things that you can put in it to thicken it and or change it or something, but I haven't quite decided what to think or make of that. So I'm kind of, like, torn as to, like, if I want to keep making some of those same colored flowers, or if I want to, like, change it up a little bit. This one's kind of mushed on its side. Whenever I paint and I have one that, like they're similar, I always, like, imagine that it's, like, on its side or turn the other way. Any of those really expressive terms that say it doesn't look the same. But that's okay. That's part of nature. It'll all work out. It'll all work out. It's fine. We're fine. It is okay. Now, this one and these, and then some of the green. I think that's the only ones I have. This, like, peachy color, this extra little light peach in there. That's a neon, and then this green in here is a neon. And the neon, let's see if I can find it. The neons are like a fluorescent, and so they shine a little bit differently. And so that's kind of what I've got going on there. So today Owen had an appointment, a doctor's appointment, well, a therapy appointment. And so we went to his appointment. But before we went bowling, and he loves bowling. I love bowling. And so we had a lot of fun before that. But we got to go to the park afterwards, and it's kind of hard because we went to the park, and he likes swings that are kind of the safety swings, or the kids, like kid and parent swing, a couple different styles, but he generally gravitates to them. And so he wanted to get in the one, and this park that we went to had the seat way too high. And so, like, I couldn't hardly get him in it, and he had a hard time jumping up to it. But the latch, I can't talk and think at the same time. The cover, like the bar that brings it down, it didn't have like a latch to like keep it open. And so I was trying to rest it kind of like on my head while I was able to kind of hold it back so that he could get on it. And having a child that has different needs and sensory issues, and then he has autism and all of this, you try to go through and find places and things that he can relate to, and promote self-independence, and that he can get into things like that. And this chair or swing itself was more for someone to put them in because of where it was located and all of this. But it was just hard because I can't lift him anymore. He is definitely too big for me to be able to pick up. And so he wanted in the swing, and it took us a while, but he got in the swing. But I look at that like, I don't even know who the manufacturer is, but they didn't, I don't know if it was broken or if it just never had one, but the bar that went over the child didn't have like a, it didn't stay up while trying to load the child. And so that was the part that was so hard, was I couldn't hold up the bar, and he could not just automatically sit in the seat because it was probably 3 feet off the ground or more. And so he couldn't jump up, he couldn't grasp it, he couldn't do any of the things to get in the seat. And so that was hard for him to understand. And we were under a time constraint because of having to go to his appointment. So that was, I wanted him to be able to go to the park, but we should have had more time, and that's my fault that we didn't have enough time. Well, that we should have gone after the appointment. But I never imagined that he wouldn't be able to get in a swing, that it would take so long for him to be able to get in the swing of things. No. But starting to come together, huh? Sometimes we just have to keep going till we get where we want to go. And sometimes I don't know where that is. I'm liking that color. Comment. Ooh. Yes, and sometimes when I'm doing this is, you know, it takes kind of a life of itself here, as it goes into, like, almost like it has a skirt on now. What it kind of looked like. You never know what's going to happen when you're doing these things. So I'm going to do another blobby. Some purples and the blues. Teals. I'll go back in there and kind of add a little of the spices life. So if you haven't watched before, I been painting every day for about 4 years now, maybe 5. I keep saying I'm gonna look it up and figure it out, but I keep forgetting to do that. So one of these days I'll tell you. I feel like it's going on 5 years, but that seems like a long time as well, so I'm not sure. But I also write every day about our journey with autism. So if you want to check out more of our artwork, or the blog that I write every day, you can check out our website, which is sweetbabyo.com. I'm also on Facebook, so you can check us out on there, which is Sweet Baby O and Sweet Baby O Designs, which should be listed in my bio on the screen, but in case. But you can see a lot of what else we do. And I also have started making paint blob. That's my technical term. One of my friends said you should probably call it something a little bit different, but that's what I keep calling them, paint blobs. And these are paint blob magnets. I take the dried paint and make jewelry and magnets and different things out of them. So that's my paint blobs. My paint blobs. Almost done. Almost done. I think it just needs a little more texture in it. And something. I need something else over here. Oh, I need like a one that's a little more, here's the technical term for you, spiky doodle. So I'm going to put kind of a little base here, and then I'm going to spice it up. Spice. That's like I said, that's the technical term, spice. If feel like it's heavy, and which is fine. It's heavier on this side than it is on this side, and so I'm trying to decide. Remember when I said I like end up covering stuff up, and cover stuff up, add stuff in random places. So I think I'm gonna have that there, and I kind of feel like I need another little. Again, here's your technical term, a spicy doodle. And then with that, we gotta have, oh, my light's flickering. I think I need a new bulb. I have a big, bright strip kind of light above my bench here, and I keep looking at this one, and the color is throwing me off because it's so close to it needs, now it's like a fruit candy or something, but it needs something. It's throwing me off. I can sneeze. It's throwing me off. I'm not sure what's going on with it, but it's throwing me off, and that was not right either, but we gotta kind of mush it all in there. When you start with the one wrong color and then you go to one more wrong color and you keep putting the wrong shades, that's what happens. And it's technically, it feels a little thick, but it's okay. I can't do anything about it right now. And I feel like I'm about to drop paint on this, and then I feel like I need a little like yellow mush in here somehow. Just feels a little like it needs something, so we're just doing it. Don't know how it gets in there. We just make it happen. We just make it happen. I feel like this. See, now that makes that a little bit more, I almost said realistic, but because none of these are truly really realistic, but I suppose, that's what happens after a while. One of these needs some, it changes everything. You just keep adding into it till it feels right. I think that's about. I feel like I need a little more red on this side over here. Let's see. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I think it needs it. Maybe it needs to just have another layer up here of kind of imaginary, like it's another flower. I think that works. So you can either think it's part of this one, or you can think it's part of that one. Either way, whatever works at that point. Okie dokie. Oh, you see, I did drop some paint down here, but that's okay. We'll get it taken care of. Okay, so I always do O for Owen, and then L, then I do O for Owen because he helps me paint the backgrounds, so he's my foundation in this. So that's what we do. I think it's done. I almost feel like I need a little more yellow. I always have to think and rethink things. And I think that's what it needs. It needs a little yellow story happening there. Okay, that made me happy. Although I did like it before. So that's what happens. You start like guessing and second guessing, and then you got something going on. So, but because I'm gonna do a yellow blob over here because I feel like I need the fill-in. I feel as though that's what needs to be done. And then I'm gonna do a little more kind of, that made me happy. Sometimes it's just like these little details that I forget to put in, or I don't think about, or like this is just so thick. It needs something to, I should have made it a little thinner, and so that's just kind of throwing me off a little bit. But I'll just add a little stuff, fluff and stuff here. Sometimes that helps when you try to like you know, like hide that you've added too much or not enough. You just keep going until it's too much on the, see, then I can keep doing too much. Okay, I'm gonna stop because like I said, then you get too much. This one's still bothering me just a little, like it's out of control with that yellow or something. Now the orange is taking over because I've got orange on my page. Okay. It makes me a little happier. And now we're just gonna go like this because, you know, because we can. Okay, I'm gonna put that down. This is what I do with the paint blobs. I just take the leftover paint and squish it together, or at least kind of flatten it out, so that I can then make the paint blobs. And so that's what happens. Just kind of push it out and like move some around to different areas. And then I put the little glass, plastic, whatever they are, pieces on top of this, kind of glue them on there, and then make the stuff. So that's what I do. Mush and gush. There's that. Get it all kind of swirled in there. because it's going to make all kinds of, like, you know, the colors will all fade around. So, all right. Thanks for watching. Toodles!